So, good afternoon, everyone. Today, my topic name is Rise of Dystopian Literature in 20th Century. Here is my academic information, table of contents, research question, and hypothesis. So, my research question is how did historical and political events of the 20th century influence the rise of dystopian literature? Hypothesis. The rise of dystopian literature in the 20th century was influenced by global conflicts, totalitarian regimes, and fears of technological and social control. Introduction. Definition. Dystopian literature portrays imagined societies where oppression, control, and loss of individual freedoms dominate. Purpose acts as a warning, exploring the consequences of political regimes, technological advancements, and societal decay. Key themes: totalitarianism, surveillance, loss of freedom, dehumanization, propaganda, and resistance. Key characteristics of dystopian literature: oppressive government control, often through surveillance, censorship, and propaganda. As we know, in 1984, George Orwell describes these themes. Loss of individuality. Citizens are stripped of personal freedoms and identities. Technological domination. Technological used for control rather than a liberation. In 1984, we already studied that Big Boss is surveillance over people and control people lifestyle and mind also. Bleak environments, societies marked by decay, war, or environmental disaster. Resistance and rebellion. A protagonist often challenges the system, like our protagonist in 1984, Winston Smith. Utopian versus dystopian. So, first, utopian literature. Ideal societies, balanced harmony, peace. Then, dystopian literature, oppressive, controlled societies. Utopian literature, positive view of human progress. Then, dystopian literature, critique of political social structures. Utopian literature, focus on perfection and equality. Dystopian literature, focus on a loss, freedom, and fear. The rise of dystopian literature in the 20th century. The 20th century saw unprecedented wars, totalitarian regimes, and technological fears. Response to World War First and Second, rise of fascism, Nazism, communism, industrialization and dehumanization, nuclear anxiety, and Cold War. Notable 20th century dystopian works. First is George Orwell's Animal Farm, 1945. Allegory of Soviet communism critiques totalitarian rule through farm animals. 1984. In 1949, Big Brother, surveillance, throughout control, seminal dystopian text on totalitarianism. Here I remember Riot by Sashi Tharoor also reflects dystopian literature. Aldous Huxley's Brave New World, 1932. A future of consumerism, genetic engineering, and loss of human connection. Critiques excessive technological control. Franz Kafka's The Trial in 1925. A man is arrested and prosecuted by a faceless authority. Captures paranoia, bureaucracy, and a lack of justice. Next one, the golden age of dystopian fiction. Mid 20th century, often called the golden age of dystopian literature. Authors from Orwell to Bradbury shaped the dystopian genre. James, dehumanization through technology, loss of free will and critic thought. Impact and contemporary relevance. Modern dystopian in film The Hunger Games, Black Mirror draw from these classics. Themes still resonate: government surveillance, environmental collapse, media manipulation. Dystopian fictions continue to question power, freedom, and ethics. Here I remember Chandrakant Bakshi's one poem, which also we can connect with 1984, our novel by George Orwell. His poem is in Gujarati. સરકારને કરોડ મોઢા હોય છે પણ એક આત્મા નથી હોતો. So we can connect this poem with our novel 1984 by George Orwell. Conclusion: 20th century dystopian literature emerged as a reaction to global crises and authoritarian threats. These works remain warnings and a reflection on society's potential futures. The genre enters as a critical lens through which to view modern technological and political developments. Here my references. Thank you. Now you are free to ask questions.
How does dystopian literature reflect a real world issue?
Dystopian literature reflects or it shows our dark future and warns us. It also shows the totalitarian regimes and societal restrictions or a strict society.